and welcome back to Royalty Soaps. Today I'm going to be making a very special version of my Cirque de Bouquet, which was originally in, if you remember, an 18 bar mold. If you'd like to see the video, you can go here. I will put a link there. It was very popular, and I've had a lot of requests to do a high top version of the same soap. But today's soap making day is special because I'm going to be making 2 loaves of this. One of them I will be keeping, and one of them I will be sending to Bridget in Alaska. Bridget is part of a performing group called Sahara Storm. Sahara Storm is an Alaskan circus troupe, and it is owned by the lovely Krista, and they do different kinds of shows. They do everything from like fire spinning to like aerial shows, and I think she said something about an LED performance, so I don't even know what that is, but it has been described to me as something very similar to a Cirque du Soleil, but on a smaller scale. They have lots and lots of cool stuff for all ages. They have like a teen group, and they have like a children's group, and then like an adult group, and they do shows for the family and shows for perhaps an older audience. Their troupe also donates a lot to charitable organizations and tries to fuel back into the Alaskan economy, and they like to support artisans and give back there as well. When I heard about this, I was very passionate about it because, again, Krista, the lady who owns Sahara Storm, has been very unfortunate and has lost her house due to a fire, and part of that fire actually ended up taking some of the circus equipment with it. So the lovely Bridget had the idea of perhaps creating a soap to auction off as they are trying to raise a little bit of money for this kind lady and her family who gives so much back to the Sahara Storm group. So I wanted to do my bit, so I'll be creating this loaf for her. What I didn't tell her is that the other loaf that I will be selling, 50% of the proceeds will go to help Krista's GoFundMe. Now if you'd like to donate, you can. I will be leaving a link to her GoFundMe page below so that you can help her out. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on the Cirque de Bouquet Artisan Soap Loaves. Now, one of the things that I really love, I'm just going to talk to y'all while I'm putting my gloves on here, about the Cirque de Bouquet soap is the confetti on the inside. Lots of soap makers I know make a confetti soap. It's kind of just one of those really fun things that you can do with the shavings off the side. So here's my confetti, and this is from all sorts of different soaps, all different colors in there. So I'm really happy I get to use that today. So I'm going to go ahead and pour in my lye water and aloe vera and titanium dioxide solution. That's what's making it white. Some of it got left down at the bottom, so I'm gonna have to scrape that out. Alright, so let's mix this up. So this is a little bit thick, and that's mainly because I was soaping at such a low temperature. So I'm going to put the fragrance oil in now. So here's the fragrance oil in. I'm going to mix this up with my spatula. This is a floral, just like the last time. It's the exact same fragrance. But for whatever reason, this floral does not accelerate trace, it slows it down. And I have never encountered that before. Okay, so now I'm going to mix in all of this. Woo! It's like a party! And I'm going to make sure that all of this is stirred really good, because whenever you do use confetti and soap, sometimes it has a tendency to kind of clump together. Alrighty! So let's pour it in, shall we? Now I've put my batter into a different thing to pour because I was really kind of afraid of plopping. Now I filled these up most of the way. I still have a little batter left, but my counter is actually not level, and because this is still kind of liquidy, I need to put this on a level surface. So I'm going to move this to the level surface, and then I'll come back and show you guys the piping. As I'm waiting for the piping to set up, I thought I would tell y'all a little bit about the colors that are going on top. So this first one here, this is teal green from Nurture Soap Supplies, and then I have 24 karat gold mica from TKB Trading, and then I have Spring Green from Nurture Soap Supplies, and then I have Purple Vibrance from Nurture Soap Supplies, and then I have Cosmic Carolyn, and that is from TKB Trading. Now all of these are going to be sprinkled on top a little less sporadically than I did last time. I'm going to be pretty picky about where I drop them because I don't want them to mix. There's not going to be any embeds on top. This is really going to be the main show. And then of course I will be putting some glitter on as well. I have done a little sprinkling of apple green mica from Nurture Soap. That should make a really pretty contrast. Now I'm just taking my big piping tip, and I'm going, I really ought to be going 3 across, so I'm going to go 3 across. I've been listening to The Hunchback of Notre Dame again, and one of my favorite curses that the people always mutter is zounds. What does that even mean? There's so many good ones in that book, like by the rood. What does that even mean? They'll be like, you've taken my halter by the rood. Also, I thought I should tell you guys, I'm going to be doing 2 secret soap series this year. One in the spring/summer and then one in the fall/winter. I just couldn't help myself. I had too many good ideas and I was like, you know what? Let's just do 2 of them. And when Wholesale Supplies Plus had their great big sale at the beginning of the year, I got all the fragrance oils that I would be using for the spring collection, and then just recently I went and bought all the molds that I was going to need for it. Which, by the way, I get lots of questions about where I get my molds, and honestly, I get them from so many different places. But I use chocolate molds a lot too. I use silicone molds and I use chocolate molds. And I really like chocolate molds. They have lots and lots of detail in them. Not as good as silicone most of the time, but still just an absurd amount of detail. Oh, yes, and by the way, I am not attending the Handcrafted Soap and Cosmetic Guild convention. I'm so sad. I always want to go to that, but not going to work out for this year. However, I am a speaker at the Lone Star Soap and Toiletries convention, and that's June 5th and 6th, so I will be attending that. That's in Round Rock, Texas. If you'd like to come meet me, I'd like to meet you. Alrighty, so now that I've piped the top completely, I'm going to start putting the Mica Drizzle on top. So I'm going to start with the dark colors. I will probably not use all of the color that I have here. So this first one that I'm putting on, I am putting on a little bit randomly. Because it's the first color, I don't really have to worry about where it's being dripped. So there's the first color. Now the next one I'm going to do is the teal green. This is also another dark one. I don't have to be as careful with this one again because this is one of the first colors we're putting on. Now I'm going to do the green. Okay, so next is the gold. And again, I'm trying very hard to place these where they won't mix. But it gets harder and harder, of course, as I add more colors. Okay, and now for the pink. And I think I'll probably go back and do a couple of more drops. I'll sort of let these dry a little bit before I go back. Also, if you make a line, the mica will tend to follow the line you make because it connects to the other ones. Alright, so you've seen me put on that first layer there, and now I'm going to go do a second layer, but I won't bore you with that. I have succeeded in dropping the mica where I want it, all over the top, and so now I'm going to put some glitter, as is necessary. So here is what the soap looks like, all completed. I'm really happy with this. I think it perfectly captures the Cirque de Bouquet feel and sort of the circus gypsy life sort of theme I was going for, and a pretty good remake of the original one that was done in the loaf tray. So I really like it. The glitter's really fun. And I will be back tomorrow to cut it and we can see what the confetti soap looks like on the inside. And good morning, everybody. We are back the next day with the Cirque de Bouquet. Ha! I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. This has done really well. It's gotten relatively hard but not too hard for cutting, so we're going to let Evangeline do her work. And I'm just gonna kind of make sure that everything's in the right place. Gonna have to move this around just a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna start pushing down. Y'all remember I told you with high top soaps you have to go very, very gently. Okay, and then it didn't go all the way through, so I'm pushing on the sides. Y'all could hear that dang-a-dang-a-dang-a-dang-a-dang. So here's what it looks like on the inside. Ta-da! Confetti soap! Yay! I love confetti soap. And you can see I also put my green little mica line there just for fun. I think these are so fun. It totally reminds me of like a little kiddie party. And it smells amazing. This is one of my favorite fragrances ever. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed the making and the cutting of the Cirque de Bouquet soap. Don't forget to check out Krista's GoFundMe page and Sahara Storm. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and maybe even leave a comment below. And I will see you all next time. So until then, have a royal day and bye for now.